Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the unfortunate fact that it looks like the hate for Caitlin Clark is going to continue, and we're going to discuss with you why. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so you get notified of our next videos. So, Rob, I watch other people's videos. A lot of Caitlin Clark fans follow more than one person. I have no problem with that. And I like watching other people's videos too, because I can't think of everything. And but I don't go and promote other people's channels because it's not really my job. I don't think they promote mine. But in this particular case, I'm going to make an exception.
Yeah.
And like when I do the live show, people ask me what I think of the other podcasters. I actually give them my opinion on it, but I don't talk about it in the videos. In this particular case, I said, Adrienne Ross is an ex-basketball coach and player. And she's smart, funny, and insightful. And she's a Caitlin Clark fan, but I wouldn't call her, unrealistic at all. I think she's spot on with her analysis of Caitlin Clark and the league. She used to watch the WNBA a lot, and then she said she went away from it, and she came back as a Caitlin Clark, which shows you the appeal of Caitlin Clark.
Right.
And she put out a video, Rob, secret revealed the main reason they can't stand Caitlin Clark. Now, I would say we know why they didn't like her before, but really what her video is about is why the hate's going to continue. And she had, something unique to say, and that's why I'm giving her credit. Most, like 95% of what she's on the video, we've all knew or discussed or said before, or other people have said before. But she had a new take because this is kind of a new thing where Caitlin Clark is now starting to dominate in some ways.
Right. I watched it. It was very, she made the same points that most of us have been saying about Caitlin Clark, but I do like this new take, what she said.
It was a brilliant video. It really is. So she went through and she talked about the hate that existed, and she talked about how Donna Taurasi basically started that hate with the comments she said. She basically put the green light for them to really give her a hard time when she came in the league, and which is what they did with the double team and the triple team. And, now Caitlin Clark played herself through that and is starting to dominate the league. And basically what she said was she's showing that they're a bunch of frauds, that they're really not as good as they've been telling everybody. So now Caitlin Clark just gave another reason to dislike her. I say hate, because they really do. We saw in the last game where Seattle got blown out at the end, and then they overreacted to little things that they shouldn't have. Why? Because they're upset about Caitlin Clark winning because they didn't want it to win.
Right. She said something that like I agree with. They're being exposed. The league, the media, everybody who has put the bad things or done bad things or said bad things about Clark and criticized her for every little thing. It's now being exposed. Clark's exposing them all.
Right. Now, I'm going to briefly go over the reasons that we've given several times for why they hate Caitlin Clark. And you can say dislike, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I think someone really hate.
It's definitely hate.
And one is she gets all the endorsements. She makes too much money. Okay, that's one reason. She gets way too much publicity, which I admit. She's white in a predominantly black league. She's straight in a predominantly lesbian league. And then her fans think she's the greatest. Then people get upset about the fact that their fans say that. And they think that's disrespectful to them because they were great players playing in this league for the last 28 years. And current great players all think that's disrespectful to them. Because, like, what about us? Why aren't we getting the praise that Caitlin Clark is getting? So it's the 5 main reasons why they don't like Caitlin Clark. And you can argue about whether it's jealousy or envious. I think it's both, because people have told me, it's not jealousy, it's envious. Look, here's the definition. And if you look at the definition, it's both. So stop saying that. It really is. They're jealous and they're envious of her.
And you also could put in the R word, the being racist. Straight out racist.
And it's tribalism and racism. But
straight out racist.
Those are all the reasons that they don't like Caitlin Clark. You can argue about the percentage for each one. I think it's all of them. And I couldn't tell you whether it's 10 of this and 20% of that and 80% of that. I can't get in these people's heads, and neither can you. But now we have a new reason for them to hate her. And this hate's never going to end, Rob, because they're always going to be jealous of her. And I think if this was not a predominantly black lesbian league, it wouldn't be so bad. But they don't like the fact that this white woman in a white society is getting all this attention. And it's not her fault. She's white and straight. It's not her fault she's getting a lot of attention. It's not her fault that she's popular and that's why she gets the endorsements. It's not her fault that her fans are a little crazy sometimes and overpraise her. None of that's her fault. She doesn't go around bragging.
But you know what else they don't like, Mark? Is the way she's handling it. I guess we've talked about this before. If it was you and I don't know if we'd be able to handle that and not be able to speak out with some of the things that have been said or done to her when they ask her questions about that. She's handled this situation way better than most people have. And they don't like that either. Because when, sometimes people, like you were saying with psychology, sometimes people do things to you just for the spite to see your reaction. It happened to me when I was kind of bullied a little when I was growing up. And they used to do things to me, and I used to get really, really pissed until my mom says, well, next time they do that, don't react to it. And then I did that, and it stopped. And that's what Caitlin's doing. She figured it out before I did. She said, okay, you're going to do this to me and say this to me. I'm not even going to let it bother me. I'm just going to continue playing my game.
Right, Rob. She's handled it beautifully. Not 100% because she's a competitor. She's fiery and stuff like that. But they, basically what they did is they doubled and triple teamed her like she was the best player of all time for the last 10 years. And it made her a better player, and it backfired.
Yeah.
And, they're saying she wasn't any good. Then why is 11 coaches putting their whole game plan defensively to stop her?
Right.
And so Caitlin Clark played through that. And it was unfair, especially because the refs were against her too. And they didn't protect her physically. And now she's better because of that. And now the team's winning. They've won 10 of their last 15, 4 of their last 5. They beat the New York Liberty. They beat Seattle Storm recently. And so now, guess what? She's going to be even more popular than before.
I think, Mark, those that didn't see her during the season, I think those that tuned into the All-Star game and had never seen her, and they tuned into the All-Star game just to see what the whole thing was about her. And when they saw her, like I said, that exposed them, the people, the WNBA. The people were like, "Whoa, who is this player?" And then they're going like, "Okay, why are they picking on this fantastic ball player? What is their problem?"
Right. And here's the other thing: they keep telling us they're the best. Kathy Engelbert did an interview, and in 2 paragraphs, she said "best" 4 times. They keep saying it's the most competitive league in the world, which it isn't. Just because you only have 12 teams doesn't make it most competitive, because there's way more soccer players in the world for the Premier League, competing for the Premier League, than there is competing for the WNBA. So stop saying it's the most competitive league in the world, because it's not.
No,
and you keep telling us you're the best, but the skill level is below what it should be for the best players in the league. And women are good athletes. Women are great athletes. So I'm flabbergasted. The women that play volleyball jump much better than the people in the WNBA. So quit telling me you're the best.
Make a damn layup. How
volleyball players.
I'm sorry, interrupt you, Mark. But make a damn layup. You can't make a layup. You've been playing basketball for how long? 2 feet away from the basket, wide open, and you brick a layup. Come on.
Right. Most of the women
run a lap. Make them run a lap, Mark. Miss a layup, run a lap.
Most of the women in this league can't create their own shot. And the inability to have any kind of post moves, most of them just throw it up and then can't figure out why they're getting blocked by women who can't even jump.
Injuries.
They just throw it up.
Injuries.
They have no floaters. They have no stop and pop from 8 to 12 feet away. They have no shimmy moves, nothing, no fakes. They can't do layups from both sides. They can't do layups with both hands. This is not a high skill level league. And these skills aren't that hard. Women can be great athletes. Look at Simone Biles. Okay.
Well, the one who I've noticed that they can do that little stop and pop, who works on it is Carter. She shows up, and you see how she does it. Her game, her 2-point game, and she still gets good points. Still gets a lot of points.
Right. So I'm flabbergasted on the amount of layups they miss. I was watching college basketball, the last 4 years because of Caitlin Clark. I think there are fewer layups missed in college basketball than there is in the WNBA, which is unbelievable because the jump from any college sport to the pro sport is huge.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. They were saying how they were downing how that jump. Her quote from that quote from Taurasi about her playing against 18-year-olds, and now she's playing against grown women. She's playing against grown women, and she's kicking their butts. So now what you got to say?
Right. Well, that's, she played Diana Taurasi's team. Diana Taurasi didn't play in one game, but she's beat Diana Taurasi's teams 3 times out of 3, and then she beat her in the All-Star game too.
Yeah.
So it's 4-0 against Diana Taurasi's team.
Yeah.
So I guess reality came for her. And it wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. She said it very smug and arrogantly. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't playing against 18-year-olds. She was playing against 18 to 23-year-olds. So she was trying to minimize her abilities. And she also said, and it takes longer for some people. She almost said like, oh, it's going to take Caitlin Clark longer than it took me. So there was something wrong with when she said that. So, and we all know there's a big jump between college and pros. I figured that out when I was 10 years old, okay, when O.J. Simpson got drafted by the Buffalo Bills, all right? So that's not a new concept. You don't have to keep telling me that, all right? And it's not as big as you think sometimes. Candace Parker was MVP, all right? Will Chamberlain, Wes Unseld were MVP the rookie years. So it happens. Mm-hmm. And they were thinking, okay, well, Caitlin Clark is just going to be average. No, she's not going to be average, and you were wrong. And now the fact that she's showing you, listen, this league's not so great. I'm already one of the top 5 players in the league, probably. And I'm a rookie. Right. I'm only like 2/3 of the way through my rookie year.
Right. You're promoting, we're a great league. We're the toughest league. We have the best players. Okay. And then you throw your best players at this rookie, and she comes out kicking your butt. So what's up with that, grown women?
and Rob, she already looks like she's going to be the best point guard in the history of the league. How can she? If the league's so great, why is someone showing that halfway through their rookie season?
Yeah.
So I think, Adrian Ross called them frauds. There's some great players, and we've said that. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the world. I agree. Brandon Stewart's the second best player in the world. I agree. They're great players. They're both going to go, be 2 of the top 10 players of all time. Some people think A'ja Wilson looks like she's going to be the best player of all time. That's until Caitlin Clark plays 10 years in the league. Then I think the title will be taken away.
Yeah, we'll see.
But she's not a fraud, and the excellent players in the leagues are not frauds. But the lack of depth and talent in this league is a fraud. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's very little talent. There's a few players that can do some of the things we just talked about that the players can't do, but not many, not a high percentage, considering this is the best women's league in the world, and there's and they should have depth because there's only 12 teams. I think it's Caitlin Clark plays better, and her teams are more successful. The hate's going to grow because they're going to be more jealous and more envious of Caitlin Clark. And I think I can't see the hate going away.
I think as they progress, and if the Fever get a couple of more, all they need is a couple of more players, maybe little forwards and another forward, a person that can run the floor, and then maybe another little point guard that can give Caitlin Clark just a few minute reliefs without, throwing the ball away, or just give her some time to rest. The Fever will be definitely, what we talked about in our last video, definitely contenders.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate, Rob, because after 10 or 12 games, after she wasn't selected for the Olympic team and they called off the dogs kind of thing, people started warming up to her a little bit and, they pulled back a little bit. Now I think it's going to go get chippy again, Rob. I really do. If the Fever, obviously if they don't play well and Clark doesn't play well, that won't happen. But I don't think the chances of that are likely. Mm-hmm. And I think it's Adrian Ross had a great take, and she connected the dots. I didn't even think about, that she's showing they're a fraud in the hate, and then I realized, oh my God, the hate's going to continue. Mm-hmm. That's not why they hate Caitlin Clark. That's why the hate's going to continue. Yeah, and this is unfortunate, and you're going to see this for the rest of Caitlin Clark's career. I just don't. Unless they grow up and it stops bothering them that a white woman's doing this in a black league, or a straight woman's doing this in a lesbian league, it will continue. And I'm afraid for her physically, because I don't think that physicality is going away in this league, because the commissioner's incompetent, so are the refs.
Yeah, unless the commissioner steps in like David Stern did, and put a stop to it. Hopefully, she won't get hurt, and people will already recognized that she is the face of the league, coming up to be the face of the league. No matter how much they try to deny it,
A black person has to be a face of the league, Rob.
Oh well,
Lindsay Schnell taught us that in an article.
Yeah,
it's not fair. They when they grew the league.
Yeah, and ESPN tells us that too, Mark.
ESPN is telling us Caitlin Clark isn't the face of the league. Okay, that's what ESPN's telling us. They're not saying she should be. They're just saying she's not. They're saying, if she is, it's two rookies.
Still neck and neck. They're neck and neck, Mark. That's what I think Stephen A said.
Just as popular, identical. The abilities are identical. Can't be a white person taking over the league. No, you got to have a black person also.
Yeah, we white people stick to golf,
But Tiger already stole that from us, Rob. What do you want? It's not our fault.
He's gone now, though. He's gone. It's all yours now. It's back to normal now.
That's true. It is a white-dominated league again. We need someone like Tiger to come back and save golf. Save golf from the white people.
Yes.
So I'll actually put a link to her video down below. She doesn't promote me. I'm promoting her. I don't want to be accused of stealing her great take. But like I said, most of the stuff in the video is you've all heard before. But how she linked it all together, I thought that was brilliant. Now she talked about them being a fraud. I didn't connect the dots to that extent. At this point, we might have eventually, but it's great. So listen, let us know what you think of this take, our take and her take. We're going to go live, and we're going to see whether or not the Minnesota Lynx and the delightful Coach Reeve is a fraud or not.
Delightful. That's right. Delightful.
Yeah. She's Rob's favorite coach. She thinks she handles everything perfectly, especially the press conferences.
Yeah.
That is on NBA TV at 8:00. So join me for that. And our live show is Mondays, 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. If you like this video, hit the like button. And I really want to hear your opinions on this.
Yes.
And I think it's very sad, the analysis that Adrian Ross brought up, because I want to see the hate go away. I just want to see, basketball. I don't want to see drama. I don't want to see them crying about Caitlin Clark raising her hands or because the starters weren't taken out and
giving her cheap shots, because you don't,
right. It's just we just want to see basketball. If these women won't let us.
Just stop it.
Stop. Rob's stealing my line. Oh gosh. Oh, grow up, please. Please grow up.
Yeah.
Just become better players and all this will go away. Trust me. It will. It only hurts a little to go and practice. If you want to donate to our channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal.
Work on those layups, so you have to run a lap.
I wouldn't want to play for Rob. All right. Hey, we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.